The other 364 days, a Masonic call to celebrate America's 250th year. When I announced the formation of the Grand Lodge of Washington's America 250 Task Force last month, I wasn't asking for another committee to plan a ceremony. I was extending an invitation to every lodge and every brother to help our communities reflect on what it truly means to be an American, and to do so in the uniquely Masonic way we know best, through education, civility, and magis quam verbis, by more than words, by example. In less than a year, our nation will commemorate the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Yes, July 4th of 2026 will bring fireworks and festivities, but our opportunity as Masons extends far beyond a single day. The real celebration lies in the other 364 days of the year. In the quiet, consistent ways we can remind our neighbors that the experiment begun in 1776 still depends upon the virtues that have always defined both America and Freemasonry. Our fraternity and our republic share the same philosophical foundation. Both were born from the conviction that liberty of thought, speech, and assembly, and worship are sacred rights, and that with those rights come moral responsibilities. Both hold that a free people can govern themselves, provided they do so with virtue, moderation, and respect for the dignity of all. Those were not abstract ideas to the men who signed the Declaration or framed the Constitution. They were living truths carried in the hearts of men like George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, and the many other Freemasons who helped shape this nation. They believed, as we still do, that freedom must be tempered by morality, that equality must be rested upon brotherhood, and that self-government requires self-discipline. As we approach 2026, our task force, headed this Masonic year by Deputy Grand Master Chris Haynes, will be encouraging lodges to engage with their communities in meaningful ways, not simply to celebrate the past, but to illuminate the principles behind it. Public libraries, museums, schools, and many civic organizations will be looking for partners to help tell America's story. Freemasonry can and should be among the first to answer that call. Imagine Masons hosting open forums on the meaning of civility, sharing presentations on the lives of Washington, Franklin, and other Masonic founders, or partnering with local historians and educators to discuss how the ideals of the Enlightenment that shaped our craft also inspired our nation. These gatherings need not be grand or expensive, only sincere, thoughtful, and welcoming. Our lodges are uniquely suited to provide spaces where such conversations can occur with mutual respect. In our tiled meetings, we practice freedom of thought, reasoned discussion, and the ability to disagree without discord. Those habits of the heart are desperately needed in the public square today. Civility may sound like a modest goal, but in truth, it was and remains a revolutionary virtue. The founders risked their fortunes and their lives to prove that people could govern themselves not through coercion, but through reason, dialogue, and shared moral conviction. The same aspirations that guided the early Masons who built this country's civic culture. Men believed that society could be improved if its citizens were improved. That belief is still revolutionary. In an age of division and distrust, to model civility, restraint, and mutual respect is to practice a quiet but profound form of patriotism. Every lodge meeting conducted with harmony and brotherly affection is in its own way a lesson in self-government. Every act of charity and community service is a reminder that liberty is sustained by virtue. Our America 250 observance offers every lodge, large or small, urban or rural, a chance to participate. Some may plan public programs or partner with civic organizations. Others may host open houses, essay contests, or educational exhibits. Still, others may simply dedicate time and lodge to explore the Masonic values that underlie the great American experiment. No single approach will fit all, but the spirit should be the same, to show through our words and deeds that Freemasonry remains relevant to the moral and civic life of our communities. When our neighbors see Masons engaged in thoughtful dialogue about freedom, faith, and fraternity, they will better understand who we are and what we stand for. This coming anniversary year also invites us to look inward. Before we teach these ideals to others, we must renew them within ourselves. Do our lodges truly reflect the freedoms that we praise? Do our discussions encourage honest thought and respectful disagreement? Do we practice the equality and tolerance we so often proclaim? Every time we gather at the altar, we reaffirm the principles that gave birth to this nation: liberty of conscience, equality before God, and the moral obligation to act justly. In renewing those principles within our craft, we prepare ourselves to share them credibly with the world beyond our doors. Over the coming months, the America 250 Task Force will be developing resources and recommendations to assist our lodges in their local observances. We will be sharing historical materials, program templates, and opportunities for collaborating with civic partners. My hope is these tools will help each lodge find its own meaningful way to take part. But our true success will not be measured by the number of events or proclamations issued. It'll be measured by the light we kindle in our communities, in our conversations, and in the character of the men who wear the square and compasses. Let us, as Washington Masons, take up that quiet work. Let us be known not for our ceremonies alone, but for our example. Let us use these other 364 days to demonstrate that patriotism and principle can still walk hand in hand, and that Freemasonry continues to offer a blueprint for the moral architecture of a free society. The 250th anniversary of the United States will be a national celebration, but it can also be a Masonic reaffirmation, a moment to renew our faith in the great architect's design for humanity and the enduring promise of liberty, equality, and fraternity. May we approach that day united in purpose, steady in virtue, and proud to stand among the builders of both craft and country. Fraternally, Roger Nelson, Grand Master.